Well, good evening, everyone. Here we are. You've got three coaches tonight. I'm Coach Nancy. I'm joined by Coach Kate. Hi, Kate.
Hi, everyone.
And Coach Sandy. Hi, Sandy.
Hello, good evening.
And we've got both coasts represented tonight. And this event is all about keeping boredom at bay with HMR foods. And specifically tonight, we're going to talk about your HMR entrees. So if you need ideas to infuse life back into your meals, well, you're in the right place. And by the same token, we're going to be asking you to share your favorite ways to prepare entrees. So be ready to type in the comments. We're looking for a lot of interaction here. Also, we've got some surprise guests joining us in a bit, and they have a lot of expertise in this area of variety. They've made it their mission to make the HMR foods in a way that they love them.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to just really getting into some great ideas, some strategies for just breathing new life into the HMR entrees. And so I want to let y'all know right up front, throughout this event, many ideas, many recipes are going to be shared. And we are not going to be able to put every detail, unfortunately, in the comments. So get a paper and pen handy or something to keep notes on and get ready to jot down any ideas you want to try. And but of course, you know, you'll be able to replay this later and just, you know, play back anything you want to get refreshed on, want to hear more about. But before we get much further into the details here, let's find out who's joined us, ladies. A lot of folks. First of all, thank you all for bearing with us while we had some technical difficulties. But here we are.
I love it. Jennifer Maple said, well, there they are.
Right? Finally.
Thank you for looking for us.
And I'm not sure if Susan is either waving to us or saying, I would like some new entree recipes.
Or both.
Both, yeah.
Oh, let's see who else. Barbara is with us. Linda, Carol. Gosh, so many. Leanie's here. Hi, Leanie. Oh, goodness.
We have John from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Osheen.
Of course. And Bob from
You say
Rancho Cucamonga.
Yay.
Yay, Bob.
Donna from Kentucky. She's one of our regulars.
Yes, Marcia.
This is awesome.
Right, great, Donna. Well, you know, a lot of people are already on. We got 46 people already watching, ladies.
Yes.
And we're like Nancy said, we're going to be talking about variety with the entrees. And so as you're joining, as you're kind of listening in tonight, we invite you to be a participant in the event. Comment with your favorite ways to make the entrees the ways you enjoy them. And we're also going to get into why variety is important. So if you've got a thought on that, why variety is important to you, how it helps you stay engaged with the entrees, please share that as well. All right.
Yeah, you know, I just feel like we all need variety to keep our foods exciting. And let's be honest, boredom can happen. And lack of variety can really feel restricting. And, you know, I can just speak from personal experience that if I'm just not excited about what I'm eating, if I'm bored, then I'm just likely to get into other food choices that I truly do not want to get into.
Right.
So it can happen, but I want everyone here to know that there are solutions. You do need to be willing to try new things. And the good news is that some of these new things, they are small, easy changes that can make your meals so delicious.
That's so true. Absolutely. And, you know, I asked the audience just a moment ago to share, you know, anything that comes to mind as in regards to variety that you enjoy with the entrees, why variety is important. And I'm just going to say, I just want to mention what Susan said here. Honestly, with my favorite two entrees, I'm happy with them as is, but experimentation, oh gosh, it disappeared on me.
It's definitely fun. It's definitely fun sometimes.
I agree.
Pat said boredom leads to frustration.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah.
And Jasmine wrote, who posted this amazing recipe today on the Diet Community Support Facebook page, which I literally wrote down. I've never added green onions to a meal. Jasmine, take a moment to post the incredible recipe that you shared today. She just wrote, I can't be bored with a food. This is why I'm constantly leveraging new flavor combinations.
Wow. Well said.
Yeah, I know for me, one of the things that makes it easier, you know, trying to keep off all the weight, and both of you are also doing the same thing, is that it makes it so much easier if you're looking forward to the food you're eating. It makes it easier not to, you know, they feel deprived because you're not eating other types of foods. And, you know, it just makes it so much easier.
Yeah, John is kind of echoing John Flage. I don't know if I'm saying your last name right. Makes it easier to stay with the diet for sure when you've got variety. Absolutely.
And for some of you, you're on the diet for a long time. And then certainly, you know, beyond the diet, you know, the other is a lifetime of trying to manage your weight with periods of episodes of weight loss. So we want these to be helpful for the long term.
Right. Exactly. I know for me, over the years, if I hadn't experimented, I wouldn't have some of my favorites today. You know, I hadn't branched out and tried some new things. So highly advocate for variety. Yeah.
All right. So I think we're getting the gist that variety is a good thing.
Yep.
And so tonight we're all about variety. And, you know, one of the points that we want to make, and I think people, maybe this will sound familiar. You know, we have 16 entrees right now. And, you know, it can be really easy. It's human nature. I mean, of course, you know, the likelihood you're going to love all 16 entrees is, you know, I mean, people have their preferences, right? But the danger is, I tried that one, I didn't really like it, I'm not going to order it again, and then another one. And, you know, you can get to the point, well, I see this a lot. Well, I've only like 4 of the entrees, right? And so suddenly your 16 choice goes down to maybe 4. And that's a message that we want to talk about tonight. You know, I've been doing this a long time. And one of the things that I've learned over time as I've worked with people and with myself is that if you're open, don't give up. If you try something and you don't like it, don't give up. Here's the thought. I just need to find the right prep method or recipe that's going to make me like it. And I think we've got some examples of that. I've seen that happen so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody says, I don't really like that entree. Well, have you tried this, or this? Well, I'll try that. And suddenly they come back and say, you know, that was good. I do like that. So suddenly your 4 entrees maybe can go back to 10. And you've got a lot more variety, even with just the basic entree. And then we're going to get into all other kinds of entrees. So
yeah,
don't give up. Don't give up on things after one or two times.
Yeah.
Keep trying. I mean, we do that with the kids, right? You know, our kids, you know, tastes are acquired. So guys, talk about some of the examples of where you've turned an entree you didn't really like around.
Totally. Yeah, I can think of a lot of times that has happened for me. One stands out, guys, is the risotto. And I kind of had hit a point where I just wasn't that excited to eat it. It was one that I had previously really loved. And I tried making a stir fry. So you spray a pan with some cooking spray. And here we have a delicious risotto. And that happened to be with some zucchini and beets. Coach Nancy had pushed me to try a new veggie, and I tried beets. But it was just amazing that since then I've been doing the risotto all the time. I was so excited, guys, about sharing it with you that I literally made a risotto stir-fry. It was bigger when I made it. I'll have to enjoy the rest of it later. But I just found that when I did it stovetop, it made the rice crunchy. I also discovered this coconut aminos. It's only 5 calories a teaspoon and is low sodium. And I now add this to my risotto in my stir fry, and it just is so, so delicious. So I easily, like you were saying, Nancy, could have kind of ruled that out. I wasn't that crazy about the risotto. Now my entrees options are fewer, and I love it. Another one that stands out to me is the mac and cheese. Actually, the mac and cheese and the rotini chicken Alfredo. I wasn't really excited about them. And then on a side note, I wasn't very excited about my salads. So here we have mac and cheese over a salad. Now bear with me, folks, because
This is going to sound weird.
it doesn't sound appetizing. And in fact, when I look at the picture, it even looks less appetizing. But bear with me for a moment. So I love high calorie salad dressing. And if you look at the back of like a Hidden Valley Ranch, you're looking at 140 calories for 2 tablespoons. I can consume 300 to 500 calories of dressing, which of course I don't want to do.
Yep.
Then I discovered my Skinny Girl salad dressing, 10 calories for 2 tablespoons.
Wow.
I wasn't that excited about the dressing on a salad, but when I mixed it with the creamy entrees, the mac and cheese and the rotini chicken Alfredo, and I did those warm on a salad, it made to me this like delicious creamy dressing where I was able to just love these entrees. So was able to actually find ways to make the mac and cheese and the rotini chicken Alfredo that I literally would have probably stopped eating altogether. So doesn't sound or look tasty, but it is.
You know, it's interesting, Sandy, I know we're going to go to you, but notice when you do find a recipe you like, how excited you get about it, and you want
So
everybody in the
excited.
world to try it, and you're so enthusiastic.
Oh,
You know, I have to say, we've got people that are sharing examples in the feed. Sandy, I don't know, have you seen a couple where they didn't like something and have changed? It's changed.
well, a general comment by Jasmine. I feel like Jasmine, you could be our co-host tonight.
Yeah, I agree.
She said, if you're open-minded, you can really transform the meals into a high-end gourmet meal. Leverage them as a starting place and explore with veggies.
Wow.
I can't echo that enough. I always think of the entrees as an ingredient in, you know, a recipe I'm making rather than always being the main event. Sometimes it's an ingredient.
Mhm.
So I wholeheartedly agree with that.
So Alicia said she ended up overcooking the Alfredo to brown it, and she said, "OMG, game changer." So again, you
Yeah.
just, and there was a couple more I saw in here. I'll find them again, but
Yeah.
Yeah, baking. Lori mentioned baking the ravioli or lasagna in a fancy baking dish.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that Jennifer mentioned too, and I would second this, because I didn't really like spinach.
Uh-huh.
But then I put it with the lasagna, I made the super lasagna, which is a recipe on our website. And she said, and now I love it. That happened to me. I have vegetables now that I eat because of the entrees that I never ate in the past. So that's just another side benefit.
Yeah. So true. So true. I wholeheartedly agree. I think entrees help me eat more vegetables, honestly.
Oh, no doubt about that.
Sandy, you were telling us a couple jumped out to you that kind of like me, you weren't crazy about, and then
Yeah. Okay. A big one for me. And I don't have a picture to show, but I have an actual
ooh,
bowl full. Okay. So savory chicken. Can we talk savory chicken?
Yep.
Can we talk chicken soup? You know, it's neither one of those things I'm really drawn to as something I gotta have that. But when you put them together, and for me, the key ingredient, curry powder.
okay.
So this is a chicken
Yeah.
and rice curry soup, and I don't
that
add
looks
much
delicious.
water to my soup. It's nice and thick. I hope I don't spill it on my desk here. But for me, that was a game changer to add the two together, and to add that curry powder. And I'll do the same thing with the whole grain medley in the soup, the mushroom risotto in the soup. But the curry powder for me has been key.
That looks delicious, Sandy, and very, very filling.
Yeah.
I have a couple of spices too, Sandy, that I feel
Oh,
like
go
I've
ahead.
been adding everything to. I know that you guys have heard
Oh,
of
I
the
love that.
everything but the bagel.
Yeah.
And this is another one because I just love pizza so much. This is from Flavor God.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's just delicious on so many different meals. When you were mentioning savory chicken, Sandy, it reminded me of a client literally this week who said, the risotto is too spicy for me. I don't like it. The savory chicken is too bland. I don't like it. And I accidentally put them together and I love it. And I was like,
So again, these are all
Wow.
great examples. I had, I also wasn't a big fan of the macaroni and cheese. I had definitely put it with the broccoli and some of the vegetables that people had recommended, and that really did make a difference. But for me, what really made a difference was chili powder. I don't know why, and I know other people have said hot sauce, but I'm not as much of the hot sauce. But the chili powder, just I don't know what it was, but that
Wow.
was it, and it's made the mac and cheese much more enjoyable for me. So it doesn't take much sometimes.
No, Shane is adding in sugar-free barbecue sauce, adds
Ooh.
loads of flavor to many of the entrees, risotto, and then in phase 2, long grain rice and chicken. Oh, Jennifer brings up a good point. I think some people get stuck on the entrees just being an entree, when it can be so much more with adding them to vegetables and or add-ins, casseroles for the win, she says.
Casserole, I love that.
Oh, can I share another spice?
Oh, yes.
So I've got this from Trader Joe's. It's a citrusy garlic.
Ooh.
I have a little glare here. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yep.
Citrusy garlic is really good on the chicken enchiladas. So for anyone out there who's not a huge fan of the chicken enchiladas, try this, or if you just want to do something new. And then I know this gets brought up a lot. I think it was David Erickson mentions the Colonel seasonings a lot, but white cheddar is good on so many of the entrees. The Italian entrees really gives a little bit of a cheesy flavor to them for that particular one.
Yep.
So can I bring up another thing that kind of gets me excited about eating the entrees?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely, go for it.
Okay, a couple things. So I went through a phase of, and there's nothing wrong with this, by the way, but I went through a long period where I wasn't adding veggies to my entrees. I was just eating them out of the black tray. And I noticed I began to lose my interest in eating them. So I went through a period of what I call the black tray blues. Okay. And so I started just plating, as they call it on those cooking TV shows, plating my my entrees with vegetables on something that kind of, made me happy. And here's an example of my rotini and my zucchini that I put in an air fryer. I've got sauteed asparagus and mushrooms in my blue polka dot bowl, which made me happy. Made it more fun to eat. So I got out of my black tray blues phase there by just shaking things up with my presentation. Yeah.
Plating can make such a difference. And
yeah.
And you're mentioning the air fryer. I have a feeling we're bound to get some comments about ideas for air fryers tonight when we get to it, because that's and Sandy, you also you mentioned breakfast. Did you want to talk a little bit about that?
Right. So for those who haven't tried it, I really encourage you, if you're someone who likes savory things for breakfast, have an entree for breakfast. I started doing that recently, just a couple days a week, because I found I wasn't really looking forward to having something sweet like the cereal or a shake at breakfast, but I still wanted to start my day with a meal replacement. And so I thought, well, why not an entree? There's no rules against it. So I had one morning, I had a mushroom risotto because it kind of has that sausage flavor to it. And I put some peppers with it, kind of made almost like a hash brown in a pan. And then I also did the turkey chili for breakfast one time, and it was pretty good. Yeah, so it's kind of fun to shake things up like that.
Yeah.
Got me excited about those two.
Yeah, sometimes you just don't want sweet in the morning, and it's nice and filling and very heartwarming.
Right.
Love it.
Now, I know that Susan was saying earlier that, sometimes you have one or two entrees that you can keep doing in all sorts of ways. And I have found that a delicious veggie, this is one, guys. Anyone who's been in my coaching sessions probably hears me say this way too much. I love the riced veggie.
Oh.
And my freezer is like every variety of rice veggies. So if there aren't any in the supermarket, swing by, I can share mine with you. But this is my all-time favorite one, the one that has carrots, peas, scallions. And this whole bag is only 75 calories. And it is delicious with each and every one of our entrees. And I wouldn't typically pair rice with pasta. Like just if I were making a dish, I wouldn't typically put those two together. But while this tastes like rice to me, it's delicious with all of our entrees, including the pasta one. So like if I need a quick and easy lunch or dinner or both, this is just such a great go-to for me. I love it.
Absolutely.
Loving these ideas. We've got a couple of folks just joining us who haven't started the diet yet, anticipating, getting their food, or maybe it just arrived and they're getting ready to start. Really glad you're here with us, because we're hoping that you're getting the sense that, boy, there's so much you can do with these meals. There's a variety of 16, but the potential for variety is just astronomical when you consider the add-ins and the veggies you can add.
Maybe we should, continue to dive in. We've got I'll tell you, people are going to have to go back and look at this feed. We've got so many things coming in. We should really read some of them.
Yeah.
We should do that in just a minute. But I played with a little bit of a game with, all right, so we have 16 entrees, but I just figured 4. All right. So I took 4 entrees and I thought, so how many different combos could I make with the 4 entrees, just with those and chicken soup? So decision free. And this is without the spices, without anything else. So you start and you've got each one of the 4 entrees, that's 4 choices. And then each one of them you could put with chicken soup or either as a sauce or a soup. So now you've created 8 different ideas. And then you can do, it turns out to be 6 combinations. 2 different entrees together is another 6. So you can get 14 combinations with just the 4 entrees and the chicken soup. So that's pretty dramatic. And then you just take all of the infinite number of spices and add-ins, and then you start adding in vegetables, which, there's hundreds. So and that's just 4 entrees. We haven't even gone to the 16. So there really is a lot of variety with the entrees. Do we want to read some of the ideas folks have got?
There's so many amazing ones. I'm getting so hungry.
I'm getting so hungry.
There are, and please continue to add your recipes, your ideas, and we invite you to, if you've got an entree you just don't know what to do with it, get it in the comments. We want to help you.
Yeah, that's a great idea. One thing I have to confess that I've learned today from Kate, and then Jasmine's also saying it, is liquid aminos. And I just, in case I'm the only one, you bring them with you. They're a good substitute for like a soy sauce. And they're similar taste, but they also are low sodium. I tend to be someone that has to watch my sodium. So I've actually avoided even lower sodium soy sauces, but this is something that I could use because it's also low sodium. So just wanted to put a plug in for that I learned tonight.
Yeah. It's also when you're doing just an entree or entree with veggies in the pan, sometimes it can get a little stuck with just my cooking spray. So I feel like even a little bit goes a long way in really having the veggies move around and cook.
John's has got one, spaghetti squash with cut up raviolis with garlic and then roasted in the oven. Ooh,
oh my God.
Really good, doesn't it?
Yum.
Yeah, delicious.
Yum, yum.
And then Jasmine's got, I love the mushroom risotto sauteed in a pan with olive oil spray as breakfast, just as what you were saying, Sandy.
Yeah.
She adds in peppers, onions, tomatoes, and anything else I have on hand. So there's another nice way of getting veggies for breakfast, because of the
start a
entree.
breakfast club. All right. Welcome
And
to
we
others
have
who are just
Coach
joining
Jennifer
us.
C. moderating our feed, and she just asked, of course, if you're struggling with a specific HMR entree, add it in the comments. So we are here to help you.
That's right.
We've got a question on where are you getting all these seasonings? Do you want to share where you order some of these or buy them, like the Flavor Gods and the Kernel?
So this kernel seasoning, I just pick up at a major
So they're in all the grocery stores?
Yeah, you can find them anywhere, and Walmart and Amazon. The Citrusy Garlic, Trader Joe's just has such a variety of mixtures. This is just one of them that I have, Trader Joe's, and then curry powder you can find anywhere. How about you, Kate?
So I actually found this Everything But the Bagel seasoning on Amazon, but they do carry it in the supermarkets. One of the clients might know if Flavor God is actually on Amazon. I actually got these on the site. I mean, it's funny. I get alerts like promo for the buttery cinnamon roll. This is one I actually added to the risotto, but I typically add the buttery cinnamon roll to my shakes. And then the coconut aminos I actually got in my local Whole Foods, but I think they do carry in other supermarkets. So different places.
Definitely Trader Joe's for the coconut aminos.
And our narrator, Coach Jen, just posted the website for Flavor God, which is great.
Jen.
There's they have a lot of variety of spices, don't they? It seems to me.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
Yes, they do. Huge. Probably find anything you're looking for there. So speaking of coconut aminos and kind of keeping things interesting with entrees, I have a sauce that I make that I drizzle over several of the entrees, and it's a Thai peanut sauce.
Oh.
So it's a tablespoon each of water, PB2, and either low sodium soy sauce or the coconut aminos. Thank you. But a tablespoon each of those three things. And if you want to make it a little spicy, add in some chili powder or some chili flakes, whisk it up, and it goes so nicely over the stuffed mushrooms, any stir fry you make. With the
That'd be really good with the lettuce, when you do the lettuce
wraps.
lettuce wrap.
Yeah, so good. Mm-hmm.
That sounds really good and easy. Very
One of my
easy.
favorites. Yeah. All right.
Do we have any air fryer recommendations here?
I
don't
know,
have
I'm
any
just laughing.
fryer.
Bob wrote, who said that losing weight has to be boring?
I love
Not us.
it. Bob, that's exactly right.
Not us. All right.
Love that.
Yes. Well, we're bringing up a lot of great ideas here, and but it really, it hinges on us trying some new things. And Nancy, you've been with HMR how many years? You want to say?
30 plus.
A long time.
Yeah.
Started when she was 3.
Exactly. Yeah.
19 years here. And last week, I tried something new I hadn't done with entrees. I had a turkey chili with a little bit of yellow mustard over some sauerkraut. I was just craving like a hot dog with chili and sauerkraut. So that's what I had instead.
That's awesome.
Be open to trying new things. You'd be surprised what you discover.
That's one thing I have to say. I've been here a long time.
Yeah.
And I still, running groups, being on this, in with this group, you keep hearing ideas, you keep trying new things. It never gets old, which is great.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
We have a couple more show and tell here, some pictures of things. So looking at, let me just grab my next picture. So for me, something that changed my thinking about entrees was when I started baking them. And, you can microwave them to just, cook them on the stovetop. But if you bake them, what I've found is that the flavors really do pop a little bit more.
Yep.
And one of the things I did was to take the penne pasta. Let me get my picture ready. Took the penne pasta and put it over some spinach, mushrooms, peppers, tomatoes, added some spices, Italian herbs, garlic, put it in the oven. This is 4 servings of penne pasta with lots of veggies. We had a party of 4 eating it and polished it off.
That looks delicious.
Totally in the box, and baked it, as my notes say here, 350 for 20 to 30 minutes until it's all bubbly, But man, what a difference it makes.
I love baking.
So great.
That's one of my favorite ways to make them.
Yeah.
I know, Nancy, you were talking before about, combinations and starting with your 4 in the soup. And, if you think about our 16 entrees and doing double, I had shared before the client who loves the savory chicken with the risotto now, and I'll put so many of the different entrees together. I love the, penne pasta with meatballs with the rotini chicken Alfredo. I do the risotto with the beef stroganoff or the stew. I do lasagna with ravioli. And, maybe there's a time that you're hungry, you want to do a double. But other times, this was a recipe I made, penne pasta with meatballs, beef stroganoff, my signature rice veggies, and I threw some peppers in to give some different color. But on a crazy day, I'll do a double entree with veggies, and then I just split it into 2 Tupperwares, so my lunch and my dinner are already ready for me.
Perfect.
And I will just, which is so great because you're prepping ahead when you've got a busy day. And it's interesting. Now think about that. Beef stroganoff and penne pasta. They don't sound like they would go together at all, do they?
I think I lost the crowd with mac and cheese on salad, so they're already tuned out from cooking.
No, but it's one of those jokes that we have at HMR is that, they don't have to make sense, but for some reason they taste good together.
It was good. Really good.
It's amazing. Like you could just kind of close your eyes and pick 2 and put them together and it would taste good. So just more to
Having a whole
explore.
episode on just that, Nancy.
I know, we could really.
The blind taste test.
Yeah. All right. So endless possibilities. Doesn't have to be complicated. We can keep it simple. And the next step for everybody is to just, walk away from this live event with something new to try.
We got a lot of ideas here. Do you want to share some of what people have sent?
So Susan says, I haven't done this in a while, but the rotini with broccoli, carrots, maybe chicken soup too, makes a perfect casserole. So thinking casseroles. Jasmine says, I love lentil stew with sauteed onions, green peppers, diced cherry tomatoes, and a side of pico de gallo with a little fat-free sour cream on top. Versatile.
Really good.
All right. Lots of great ideas. Be sure you're reading through there as we, continue on. Share your recipes. I think we need to just make sure everybody knows, got to get your recipe out there for others to, learn from you, because you guys are the experts. You're using all the foods, right? All right. Well, we do have a couple more to share. And we did mention at the beginning, we do have some special guests coming on, I hope. And I hope they're there. And before we do, though, we grabbed some community recipes from our site, and we are always impressed with what you all share in the group. Such creativity. I want to share Trisha's Mexican Fiesta bowl. Let me get it queued up here. All right, you ready? So this is coming. All right, so this is her version of a Mexican Fiesta bowl. 3 cups of pico de gallo, a cup of roasted corn, a cup of medium salsa, 2 whole grain medley chicken entrees, and in a saute pan, 15-20 minutes, and some condiments that she adds. Such creativity.
That looks amazing. And she's similar to what Kate said. I have enough for dinner and lunch the next day. So
So great. Leftovers.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
cook once, eat twice. That's great.
I love all the colors.
Yeah. All right. Here's another from Esther. And this is the mushroom risotto.
Ooh.
And that looks delicious. She's
That looks
combined it
wonderful.
with diced tomatoes, garlic, mini sweet peppers, Cajun spices, stuffed in mushrooms and baked. She calls it my new beginning meal. I love that.
The perfect appetizer.
Yes, absolutely.
So great.
Yeah.
They look delicious.
They do. They really do. All right. Well, viewers, continue to share and post anything you're excited about trying. And Bob is asking a question, more of a kind of a along phase 2 guideline or lines. Does anyone know of a plant-based hot dog that would be great with turkey chili? If anybody does, put it in the comments there.
Yep. Great.
Yeah.
So as you had said, Sandy, we are so impressed with the creativity in the community. You just posted a couple delicious recipes from Trisha and Esther, and this event would not be complete if we didn't have a surprise guest.
That's right.
Known for their culinary excellence. And they have been named Test Kitchen because they have been creative in trying something new every week. So can we bring our Test Kitchen on?
I would love to,
Okay.
but I'm not seeing them.
Okay. Let me see if I can.
Okay.
I'm going to admit them here.
Okay, can you find them?
Here they
Yeah.
come.
Wonderful.
Up,
Sideways.
you're sideways. How can we-
We all have to do this.
Let me see if I can make you guys not sideways.
Hey,
Well, it
Jeff,
might-
you're sideways.
Hold, please.
Are we sideways?
Sideways
while-
Test Kitchen.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
All right. Now,
So,
now we can see the kitchen with the ceiling up where it
Oh,
belongs.
wait. There we go.
while Jeff and Joelle are joining us with their culinary excellence, just to tell you guys a little bit about them, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you are down 130 pounds between the two of you.
Yes. Jeff,
Okay.
Jeff is
I'm 80 and
Jeff is having a little, I'm having a little technical difficulty.
trying to keep
Hold,
it.
please.
Yeah, no worries. And
We had no
they,
idea the camera was sideways.
Okay.
Okay.
oh, no
We're
worries.
trying to be all fancy and
Yeah, we're all set up and we're okay.
So they did a whole episode for us. It's fun, of course, to go back and see some of the previous episodes. And they literally were named Test Kitchen in their clinic because each and every week they were excited to try new things. So we want to hear from you guys, a couple of your favorite recipes, and then you can give us some additional advice as to how to keep things exciting.
Well, I think there's a couple recipes I just saw that are going to be my new favorite recipes. Like,
Yeah.
We've had a lot of ideas coming out tonight. It's been great.
oh my gosh, it was great!
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait to try the salad. I'm kind of. It reminded me of.
I know.
There you go,
summertime
Kate. You gotta take her.
salad. I just love it. So one of our go-tos really, during decision free too was pizza. Like we just really missed pizza. We're still kind of like in a little bit of a lockdown with quarantine and everything, and everyone was ordering pizza, and it's like, oh my gosh, I want one so bad. So we just did a little noodling around on the internet and found some really great ways to use the chicken soup and a vanilla 70 shake. And we were able to actually make a crust
Wow.
in the microwave and then a little bit in the oven. And it made a great crust. And then we pulverized the chicken parm and then added a little bit of
The rotini chicken Alfredo.
Rotini chicken.
rotini chicken Alfredo. I always call it chicken parm in my head. And some garlic powder to kind of jazz it up. And it's kind of really, really, really good.
She says humbly.
Well, especially when everyone else around you is eating kind of what, pizza or normal food or bad, good food.
And we like white pizza anyway. White
Yeah.
pizzas are very, very good. Just the normal ones, but to replicate one with
Yeah.
HMR.
And then we added a little bit of liquid smoke to it too, to kind of make it feel like it was baked in a brick oven.
Yeah, just to jazz up the crust a little
It
bit.
was really fun. So
Yeah,
then
you
we
can
got
get picture up here.
Sweetness taste to it because of the shake. You get a little bit of sweetness in the crust, so you want to try and knock that back a little bit.
Okay.
We were very impressed with this recipe when we're talking about, okay, this is decision free, but you could totally bring this into healthy solutions, add some veggies to this, broccoli or peppers, or use your
Spinach or
Okay, anything on that?
Oh,
Rotten
absolutely.
stokes.
It could
basil.
be, like whatever you have left in your
Tomatoes.
refrigerator.
Tomatoes and
Mhm.
broccoli.
get creative. You could even make it a barbecue chicken sweet potato pizza if you want.
Ooh, now you're
Yeah.
talking.
With pineapple too, for
You
healthy
could try any
solutions.
number of entrees on the pizza, you know, I mean, the chicken, barbecue chicken.
When I was
Cut it up.
when we were working on it and typing it up, I'm like, well, God, I could have like a turkey chili pizza, and it's pizza is endless. You could make it savory. You could even make it sweet if you wanted a dessert pizza. I mean, those were popular a long time ago. You put fresh fruit on it. And
And then spices.
what we like to do is kind of like replicate what we used to eat in a much healthier way.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like the approach that we take. And I was listening to the conversation earlier about feeling limited to the little black container. And I think that is a really good tip to just get it out of that box.
Yeah.
Like the only time you want to be out of the box is getting that stuff out of the box.
Yeah, let's be clear on that.
Let's be clear on that. And have some fun with it.
Not
And
a real plate, so you feel like you're eating something.
yeah. And from what I saw on some of the pictures that people were sharing, they're doing that and they're baking it. And it's just fantastic to see the creativity, because that is what is going to help you change your lifestyle and not get bored.
Yeah.
At the same time. Like I really looked forward to, what can I do next? What can I squish together? What can I put together?
I have to say that mindset personally has helped me in phase 2. You know, you go from phase 1 with, this is what I have to work with, these things that are allowed on the diet. And so you work with them, you know, you get creative with them. Then when you move to phase 2, your box expands a little bit, but you're still in that mindset of, okay, so these are the things I can work with, these low calorie condiments, veggies and fruits, these lean proteins, whole grains measured, everything measured. And what can I do with those? You know, so it kind of, you bring that same mindset into phase 2, and it just really pays off as far as long-term weight management goes.
Absolutely.
Especially
And
when you're
Lori is
cooking
asking for
vegetables
your
in.
crust recipes, so we will post your recipes.
Yes. Well, we've got it there. I shared it, but do we have a healthy solutions version or phase 2 version?
Yes, we do.
Okay,
We
let's talk about
do.
that next.
We do. We made a cauliflower crust pizza that the cauliflower crust we got at the grocery store in the frozen section. And we
Or you can make your own if you were so inclined.
if you wanted to,
There's
you could
recipes to
make your own, definitely. Or you could use the same pizza mix with
Oh, yeah, you could totally use the
the
chicken
soup and the vanilla.
shake, yeah.
Yeah.
So then we just used the same approach. We took the rotini chicken Alfredo and then pulsed it until it became kind of like a paste. And if it gets too thick, you can always add unsalted vegetable broth or water just to like thin it up a little bit. Again, adding this time, we added, I roasted a whole garlic head, threw that in there. I also made a oil-free pesto as part of our veg and part of the mix of that.
That was the
And
game changer.
that was spinach, basil, pine nuts, and that was pretty much it. And you just whiz it up until it makes a paste. It was delicious.
I'm gonna share that recipe now if anybody wants to take a look and jot that down.
Wow.
But phase 2 pizza, very healthy. Either buy a cauliflower crust or use the crust that we showed for the decision-free pizza, and make that phase 2. You know, it's phase 2. It has some pine nuts in it and some Parmesan cheese. So if you were doing the healthy solutions version of this, you'd probably want to, use the rotini as your base, make that white pizza. Or I've seen people doing the penne pasta, using the sauce from that as their kind of pizza sauce too, and make a meatball pizza, maybe with some pineapple on it.
I've also made in the past an oilless pesto, but not using nuts. You know, again, to have it be in the box, I've used a little bit of PB2. And that has actually worked pretty well.
Brilliant.
Mm.
Yeah, you could also
And
swap out.
You could substitute the kernel, Sandier kernel.
Oh,
what was it
yeah.
called? That could actually, something like that could be the cheese, I mean, and you could use something like that instead of the Parmesan cheese. So you could make this a healthy solutions
Yeah.
pizza as
Mhm.
well.
And you can have it for breakfast the next day if you want to.
You
Because
gotta say
everyone
for
loves
breakfast. Yeah.
cold pizza in the
Oh.
morning.
Nothing but pizza in the morning.
Sounds great.
So Joelle and Jeff, what's your best advice for either someone new or someone who's struggling with boredom? What words of wisdom do you have for folks?
Well, I think we have nothing to lose other than a black tray. Like, get creative, mush things together, have fun with it. You might surprise yourself. What do you think? Oh, spices galore. We've got
Spices.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are your favorites? Like, do you have some that we haven't mentioned yet? Some of your add-ins that you used?
I use another brand called Oh My Spice. That's vegan, paleo, sodium free, gluten free. I got it on Amazon. I love sugar-free barbecue sauces. Not only just to use as a barbecue sauce, but just for added layers of flavor. They're delicious.
Shane mentioned that too.
And so did David, who was on our live. He loved that too. I need to get some.
Mhm.
Now,
And curry.
love curry's a go-to. We make the curry soup a lot, and sometimes I'll add a bag of frozen butternut squash pieces, so it's more like a curry bisque
Oh, yeah. That's
feeling to it. Jeff is part Canadian, and in Canada, like the big thing was ketchup chips. They're here in America now, but
You can get
there's
them
actually a
occasionally,
ketchup
yeah.
salt-free spice that is kind of real tomatoey, and I haven't added it to any of the entrees yet, but I bet it would kind of really put some zazz into that.
Or for healthy solutions, if you're doing if you just bake some like sweet potatoes or white, some white potatoes. We just discovered white sweet potatoes,
Yeah,
and those things are amazing.
So, we didn't mention that, but they're wonderful with the entrees as well.
Mm.
yes.
Yeah.
The veggie beef stew or the turkey chili or the lentil stew, those are all amazing with potatoes.
Sorry about the clock. Here we go again.
Oh, here we go. The clock. The clock always says 8 when we're on.
Your clock is early.
Well, she's a
it's
little,
over the
she's a
hour.
little, she's a little
Well,
fast.
we have to do that on purpose because if I want Jeff to be on time, I have to have it 10 minutes faster than what I need.
Oh, that's awesome. You were talking about the sweet potatoes, and it reminded me, I don't think we mentioned, to consider the entrees as a dip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we can
Oh, yeah.
use
Yeah.
the turkey chili as is and dip our oven fries in it. We can whirl it in our little food processor, add some spices. Lentil stew is good that way too, just to make kind of a fun dip.
Yeah, one of the people I work with just did that because they were snacking, but it wasn't filling. So we took, added instead of just snacking on the vegetables, which was great, but just like getting the lentil stew or the turkey chili, and she was like thrilled.
Yeah.
She loves it, and now it's like she's making a complete meal, even though it's still a snack for her, and working really well. So great that you mentioned that.
So in the back of my mind, I was even thinking of combining the turkey chili with the mac and cheese and kind of whizzing it up a little bit for like a queso type style dip. It's all about fake out. It's like smoke and mirrors. What can I do to transform this? And I actually like it better than the real stuff, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Well, yeah,
And
plus
it
it's not as
It makes me
guilt-free.
feel really good that we're eating healthier and better and have more flavor and more bang for the buck with what we're eating. It's so good.
And I love that, Joelle, because it makes it easier to keep going, and you're not missing the other foods as much when you're looking forward to what you are making, right? I think that's a big key.
That's huge, Nancy.
Yeah, it is huge.
Hmm.
It's all in the mind.
I just add one more recipe because you just mentioned something about the mac and cheese that had me thinking. Another great dip I've made is to blend up the mac and cheese with some of those diced hatch chilies. You know, those little tiny green chilies. That makes a nice dip. That combo.
Mm.
Dip some veggies in that.
I've also blended the mac and cheese and done it as like a cheese sauce over. I've done it over broccoli, cauliflower, potatoes, just to add like a yummy cheesiness to those. So it's another way to do it.
And
Great.
salad, right, Kate?
When I'm not doing the salad.
Usually just put it over broccoli.
Yeah, I usually just
Joel
put
just puts the macaroni and cheese right over a bunch of broccoli. And
on work days when I don't have a lot of time to prep, I just bring a steamable, rotini or mac and cheese, and it's so easy to put together at work. And I just dump it in a bowl and go. It's great.
yeah, the steamable. but-
Quick and easy.
Quick and easy is definitely needed a lot of days. Wow.
Well, we got a lot of ideas here. This is really exciting. I have to throw out one. That Jasmine's really creative, but you know how Bob had mentioned about a hot dog to go with the turkey chili that was plant-based? And she had mentioned, I'd read about this one time, smoked carrots.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
I thought, whoa, what a great idea.
Yeah.
So,
They're shaped like a hot dog.
yeah, literally. Now that's really neat. You know, a great idea.
All right, Test
So-
Kitchen, that's your next project.
Yeah, so Bob, finding smoked carrots, that's your task here.
We're adding it to the list. We're on it.
There you go. I love it. All right.
Yeah, the list is getting longer.
Well, you won't get bored, and that's the whole
No,
theme.
not anytime soon.
That's such a great. You won't get bored. You can't get bored
No.
because you have to plan and get ready, and the possibilities are endless. Staying in the box is really not that difficult if you plan a little bit, just a little bit, and get a little creative.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
and it's worth it in the long run. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you see their weight change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such powerful words.
It's a great. So
Yeah.
should we should
Yeah.
probably start closing this down, huh,
I
Sam?
think so. Thank you guys for inviting us into our kitchen. Please stay with us as I'm going to let you wave us out here in a moment.
Oh,
Yeah. I do want to say somebody's asking in the comments, what's the new entree coming up? And I was going to mention it. I'm glad you asked. On May 4th, which is Tuesday, we are coming out with our Fiesta chicken, which is white meat chicken in a variety of beans and vegetables and a brown rice, a bowl of brown rice and a tomatillo sauce. 220 calories, 13 grams of protein. I hear it's fabulous.
I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, I
That's
love
gonna
And
it.
I love that it's a whole grain again.
Yes.
That excited me.
Test Kitchen is gonna get testing.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we want some recipe ideas, so make sure you order it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on a salad immediately.
yeah, that does sound
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, nice bowl, nice salad
Pizza.
bowl, perfect.
Chicken Fiesta pizza.
We're on it.
Mm.
And I believe next week in our Facebook Live, we're talking about getting creative with shakes, if that's still going on. So,
Yeah, so I think we're going to continue the theme.
all right. Well,
All
Nancy,
right, so I have to say this has been a lot of fun. We really wanted to spend this time showcasing really the amazing potential that there is with for variety with the HMR entrees, so that we've hoped that we've given you, all of you, some fresh new ideas for ways to enjoy them, which maybe you haven't considered before. We certainly have got a lot of ideas, both from what we've said, Joelle and Jeff have said, and the feed is just amazing, all that you've contributed there. So remember, it doesn't take a lot. It could be a new spice, a new prep method that you haven't done. Doesn't have to be time consuming, but if you want to experiment, you can do that as well. So again, thank you, Test Kitchen, for coming and kind of sharing some of your special pizza recipes and all the other ideas. And again, all of you out there, thank you so much for tuning in and participating with us. And for those of you who are watching this after the fact, please feel free to post your ideas, add to what we've got here, and enjoy. So we hope everyone enjoys the rest of their evening.
I have
Good night,
items
everybody.
I need to purchase. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks a lot.